Yeah, because everybody don't do it the right way. Oh,
Yeah.
I go to school, I go get my career, I find a husband, then I have a baby. Maybe it's, oh, I dropped out of school, and then I had a baby, and so I had to go get my GED, and then I had to do this. But you're gonna get there. It might take you a little longer, but you can still get there.
You're gonna get there. Period.
Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. We need you. You got something great that you can bring to the world. Welcome.
You really hit that one this time. Cause what?
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the You're Done podcast.
Hey.
It's your girl, Big Desto, not the little one.
And be more, never less. Plus,
Another more.
definitely not less.
This is Breon's. I was just say my name. This is Brittany's husband. So nice to have you. I've always wanted a brother. Okay,
He told us that's how we starting.
yeah.
Okay.
Fired up. And why you dressed like me though?
I think
She was dressed first.
I was dressed first.
I'm paying attention to you.
Yes, you do all the time.
Exactly.
I know.
So nice to have you. Are you ready?
So nice.
You gotta speak up. To
It's so nice to be here.
Is it though?
It is. How you doing?
I'm
You
doing
a little
good.
nervous.
Nah.
Nah.
I do this on my every day.
All right. So on today's episode, we're gonna talk about what we talk about?
He done made you nervous.
I know. What we talking about? What we said?
I'm just here.
What did we say?
No, for
I'm
real.
not just here.
No,
Well, you're
he already know
listening
what's He already know what's going on. But today's episode
for
is
real.
we were all sitting around, and well, me and my sister was sitting around, and then Brie and I talk about these kind of things all the time. But just how you always put an age on when you're supposed to get something done. So for most women, is I need to have kids, and I need to do this, that, and the third by this age, and then for men, whether or not it's to find your wife, have your career set, things like that. And you always associate those things with your age, and then when they don't happen, then we tend to fall off and then feel like, dang, what is life? Or God ain't looking out for your girl, and it's just like, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
That is true. Because most people who are very successful, I've read it or I've seen it online, they got rich or whatever the case may be when they were like older.
Yeah.
So as a kid, you always look at stuff like, oh, by the time I'm in my mid-20s, I would have the house, the family, the career, the this, the that. And then when you don't have that by that timeline, you kind of get down on yourself and feel like you're not as successful as you thought you would be.
Yeah.
When that's not the case, because you could be 25 and you could live with your mama, but you could also have thousands of dollars saved up to where you are setting up your children in the future. It's all.
Yeah.
I think everything is about perspective. So if you look at the bad things as bad, or because I'm not where I said I wanted to be, then that doesn't mean that you're not successful. It just means that you still have more to work towards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And you work with
Please
students
get
all
out
the
your
time.
mama house.
Yeah,
Stay
don't
there
be in your
forever.
mama house when you like 25. Don't do that. I mean, but if you have to, listen, student loans, because Big
But
Daddy
use it.
Joe,
Right, but
JoJo
use
did
it.
not do what he was supposed to do, which was to take these student loans.
Now you pump fake.
Just use it to your advantage if you are. Like, don't just use it as don't get complacent.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, which I think.
Well, Breon's work with students, so my question was going to be, is how did you take what it is that you've gone through? Because you would always say you did things backwards. Just in consideration of like you was in the Navy and then you went to college, and then of course you with people who are in college at what we consider to be the right age, and that was like a whole situation.
Oh, well, I feel like I was very behind at one point.
Yeah.
Because, shoot, I ain't gonna lie to you, I failed out of school a couple times. Had to change my life. I went to the military. Thought I was gonna do a little extra time, but it got cut short due to my mishaps. But at the grand scheme of things, I got married, I had my children, but the moment it really set in for when I came back home, and I'm like, man, I still don't have a job. I got a whole wife now. I gotta pay these bills. I'm like, man, I saw myself at this age, at least a career driving like a decent car, not too much.
Yeah.
But then I came back with nothing. I was living off my savings. But then finally I got into school and I saw all these young people around me younger. I'm like, man,
What am I doing here?
what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
They way ahead of me. And I'm like, man, I'm the old head now. But what came with that, I could give those younger people some wisdom I seen that they probably didn't know. But I still felt insecure in myself. I'm like, man, they already ahead. I'm about to get in this professional career I'm about to get in. Way behind it right here. So I'm looking like the guy who just got out of college and I'm sitting here about dang near 30. So when it comes to age ain't nothing but a number, you may be behind, but you may be still ahead at the same time. Because maybe your life experiences and your understandings be far greater than theirs.
Yeah.
And things of thinking in your mindset. So, like I said earlier, age ain't nothing but a number, but this is what you do when your number's called.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel.
Ooh, not when.
Listen.
Come on, Pastor Terrell.
Pastor Mo in the building.
Man, hallelujah.
Shout out to Willie Mo Page.
It's always do when your number is called, and when your number is called, take advantage of your opportunities.
Right.
There's gonna be things in your way, it may be people in your way, but what's for you is for you, nigga. So it's really they're not in your way.
But I
Yeah.
also like how he pointed out, like, even though you were the older one in the crowd, like you said, you have more wisdom, you have went through different things, your whole experience, or what's what I'm looking for. Like, your journey may have looked different than theirs, but you still had something to bring to the
Table,
space that
yeah.
you were in. So, like, even though you looked at it as, in the moment, like, oh, dang, why am I here? They're much further off than me, better off than me in that, whatever you thought in that moment. But at the end of the day, you were there to, because of what you were able to bring to that space, they grew in whatever aspect they may have needed. So regardless of how you felt, you probably impacted them more than you may have thought. Like, you looked at it as they were better off than you, but really in that moment, you were probably somebody that they needed in a moment to help them get to where they're trying to go, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, man, putting this in. Look at you.
Okay.
I'm a little wise myself,
Just a little teach me.
Something.
But the funniest thing is, like, one time he had came home, I don't even remember what class you was taking, but somebody had made a comment to you, like, you doing something like you somebody's daddy. And he literally is like, because I am somebody's daddy. And I'm like, nah, for real, he is somebody's daddy. A whole
They
kid.
looked at me like I was crazy. I am somebody's daddy.
Yeah. And so it's just crazy. But I think we get down on our own selves, because at that time, the college that Bree was attending, I was actually working at. And then I ended up pregnant, like we ain't. But I was pregnant with our first child. And of course, I blend in with the students. So I'm just going into the cafeteria during the time that all the students are going to go get something to eat. And I'm standing there and I'm asking the lady, let me get my burrito, because me and my baby, we hungry. And I swear, she's just giving me this look like, dang, like another girl done bit the dust. And I'm like, and so
I work here.
right? But I'm like, so, and I can tell. So I'm just like watching her and I'm just talking to her, and she says something, and I say I work at the rec, so of course she thinking I work at the front desk. And I'm just waiting for the opportunity. I'm like, I don't want to just be like, lady, I'm not a student. But she's still talking to me, but she just looks disappointed. And I also don't know if it was because I'm black and she's a black woman, and that she was just like, dang, like your life is not about to be the same. Kind of thinking like from a mom's perspective. But she ends up saying something, and then I go, oh no, I'm the assistant director for fitness. And she goes, oh, and like literally like everything. But then the crazy thing though, which made me think about that, was then he came, now Brielle is born. This Negro is on campus with the stroller, and everybody's like, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
You like daddy of the year.
I was a superhero that day.
Right, but when it's the woman,
Right, I'm
you
right.
ruined your life. But when
like,
you see the man, oh, he's a present father.
right, he's in school at that. He's just
Right.
doing
I
great.
got my free meal that day.
I'm great.
Look, I ain't getting I still pay
Now
for
that's
my
another
burrito.
episode. We can dive deeper into that one. That's a whole other conversation.
That's crazy work. But it was, to me, it was just interesting, because even though we're amongst students, people that are younger, it was even interesting in that dynamic to see them look at me like, oh, my life is completely over. But then same person, they didn't realize sometimes that Bree was old, older than them. Mm-hmm. But to look at him like, oh, he's like a present father in these things. So I think sometimes we end up putting this pressure and this number on ourselves of where we should be. And I'm not condoning nobody get pregnant in college. I mean, clearly I was not. I had a job, I was married, things like that. But I'm just saying that it comes to a point that some of the things that I think we're supposed to be doing is just like, if you're, like Destiny was saying, if your journey takes you somewhere else, like there may be a blockage for whatever you think was to come, because this is what you need to do first. But then we do look back later on and then we'll go, dang, that actually was a benefit to me.
Yeah.
Now that I went through that, this seems like nothing. Is it hard? Yes. But because I've already dealt with that, I can kind of maneuver through some of this a little bit easier than some people, because this ain't my first rodeo.
Right,
and
but
that's how I
even
be
if
feeling.
you are the young girl who end up pregnant with a baby, X, Y, and Z, that also doesn't mean like your life is over. That's why I say, depending on your circumstances, use it to your advantage. Like everybody, like, okay, if I got pregnant at a young age, okay, let's say my mama let me stay there. I don't know if she would have. But if my mama allowed me to stay at her house, take care of my baby, as long as I was still doing my responsibilities, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to, no matter what your circumstances are, like, if your life doesn't go exactly how you plan, what are you going to do with it now? You can't change it.
Yeah.
Okay, you had your baby sooner. That does not mean that you still can't be successful
Yeah.
later on. But that's what I'm saying. You have to work with whatever you have. Don't-
Yeah. Which sometimes ain't much. Depending
Right.
on your parents, or depending on, again, your circumstances.
Yeah.
If somebody don't give you them tools, then what do you do? How do
Yeah.
you maneuver from there?
Yeah, because everybody don't do it the right way. Oh,
Yeah.
I go to school, I go get my career, I find a husband, then I have a baby. Maybe it's, I dropped out of school, and then I had a baby, and so I had to go get my GED, and then I had to do this. But you're gonna get there. It might take you a little longer, but you can still get there.
You're going to get them. Period.
Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. We need you. You got something great that you can bring to the world. Don't
Yeah.
please. So yeah.
So don't give up.
Yeah, and especially like when you said like Bree, he works with children. We're both in the educating space, right? We
Thank
both
God for
teach.
them, because I ain't doing it.
Right, but I even like ask kids, my students or whatever, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? This little girl looked at me and said, and granted, to her advantage, this may work out great for her. I want to be a gamer. Okay, she can make money off social media if
Yeah.
she wanted to. That's great. But at the end of the day, it's just like, for instance, TikTok may or may not be getting banned. If that social media space goes away, these kids have no idea how they would make it in life.
Yeah.
So while I was a child thinking, oh, I want to be married and have this and this and that when I'm a certain age, these kids are like, I want to play games. I want to be a hairdresser, and that is great. But what if, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like we had parents that was like, oh, baby, I always had a plan B. I had a plan B for the plan B. And I guess that would be your plan C. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like,
Plan B1 and Plan B2.
these kids ain't got a plan A. So as me, that's what I'm saying, in my space, I never thought I would see myself being a teacher. But I didn't even like kids.
Did you see yourself being a teacher?
In some way, no and yeah. Because I always saw how I grew up and I want to see other kids go in a different direction.
Yeah.
So I always saw myself at least trying to instill something different because of what I experienced when I was a student. I got kicked out of my own class, history class, because I said, I'm tired of hearing stuff about slavery. And I felt then, we always learned about ourselves in a negative way. It had to be something more.
Yeah.
So I wanted to step in as the person and be like, hey, we more than just that.
Yeah.
And pick yourself up. So, yeah, I have in some way seen myself being a teacher.
Oh, I didn't, child. So now that I'm here, like I said, being in a space where God can use me to be an impact on other people or other kids in my case. But it's just like, I have to wake up every day. Like my principal said something the other day. I don't want to make this episode about being a teacher, but it's just like when you are a teacher, it is like I'm an actor, really. I can have, like, one day I went to work last year. I'm in a car. On my way to work, I'm crying. I'm having a breakdown. Like, everything in my personal life is going wrong. And then I get to work, and this parent is she calls my class early in the morning, and she's, like, going off on me. And I have to sit there and act like I didn't just have a breakdown myself and make sure she understands that her child is being taken care of as a student in my class and this and this and that. She has no idea what I'm going through. These kids have no idea what I'm going through, but I have to show up for them every single day.
Yeah.
And I have to remember I have a purpose. Like, I have to walk into that classroom every day like I'm meant to be there.
Yeah.
And it ain't easy. So
Kudos to the teachers.
right. So with all that being said, like I done went through all this kind of stuff. I done lived in different states. I done did this. I done did that. I still don't have my kids. I still don't have my husband. I still don't have my house. But it's just like I'm very successful in other areas of my life.
Yeah.
Yes, I went to college and I did it the right way.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Right, if you're listening on Spotify. Quote unquote.
Big quotes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because no way is the right way. It's all about how you use that to your advantage.
Yeah, definitely perspective. Because he came to the house one day and he was like, it was like spring break, so we was about to take our break, and I remember him saying, "Man, I wish I would have went to college when they went to college because they all talking about going to Florida." And I was like, well, you've been to Rome and you've been to Dubai. I would take crossing the equator any given day over this little Florida rinky-dink hotel. We would
and
get
then they be
there.
overpriced. I mean, back then I ain't gonna lie, I had a blast.
Because I zip lined, it was fun. But it's just like you had experiences too. So I guess one of my questions is from going, because you did go to college. Then you left, and then you went into the military. So is there anything from the military that you felt like you could apply? Because half the time, when we think of people, well, I know I do anyways, I'm not thinking that there's really, like, y'all have jobs that we aren't out here doing. Like, I know your boyfriends, and we don't even know what he do. So it's just like
I literally can't even
like,
tell my boyfriend about his job.
Exactly. So it's like, if you became a civilian, what are you doing?
Yeah.
We don't know what you're doing. So how was that navigating? Because then you went into a different world, different age, and then like now you feel like you're on this right path.
Okay, it all depends on your job in the military. I ain't gonna lie to you. I to your people. I had one of those special ed jobs.
No,
What is so retarded? What does that even mean?
I just built bombs, man. Read instructions and put it together. I built bombs.
Yeah, you can't do that as a civilian. I mean, you can, but you're going to jail.
But
Yeah.
it's just when you get out, it's harder because you just can't find a job
that aligns with
that. So
Yeah.
even for the ones, if someone's watching your show that may be trying to think about military, go in the military with a job that translates to when you get out.
Yeah.
And it'll make yourself a whole lot easier because then you already have your experience. You get out. But don't go in with a job that don't translate.
Right, but some people also go into the military to like avoid the school part. They just want to get to
because they feel like they want to make money.
Yeah.
Well, like, why go to school and not make money?
Yeah.
And that makes sense too.
Because I'm able to be a teacher because I have a degree, but I didn't go to school for education.
Yeah.
So a lot of people go to college, don't even utilize their degree for exactly what they went to school for. So some people go into the military like, I'm just trying to make a way, child. I don't know.
Pay for your education as well.
Yeah, but everybody don't take advantage of that.
That's a big thing to take advantage of.
Right, because I definitely was like, I shouldn't. When they paid for it, I said, well, baby, what age can you be to go in? So because again, JoJo didn't do his job. I'm very upset about that.
Joseph.
Y'all know who Joe is. I don't need to explain.
But yeah, I don't know. Life has curveballs all the time. You never know what you're gonna be dealt with.
Yeah.
Like Bree said, when your number is called, you better up. That's me. Number 44, that's me.
Be ready. But I think, just like you said, when you say be ready, that clearly you're going through life and things are going on. You cannot be prepared for something that you haven't prepared for. So I can't call on Bree and say, hey, can you go fix the roof? Now, has he seen the roof? Yeah. But he can't fix the roof if he gonna have to call somebody. But let's say he watched this last guy repair the roof. Okay, then maybe he knows. But most of the time we look at all the things of like, you just somebody who's repairing the roof. But then some stuff happens. Listen, we all be wishing we could build our own house. Because, baby, these houses is expensive. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, don't negate the small things that you had to go through, whether it was stuff that you felt like you should have been able to avoid or not. Because I feel like even though I did things the right way, I used to get frustrated, quote unquote, quote unquote. I used to get frustrated because I'm like, okay, now I graduated from high school. I went to college. I got my master's. I got married. Then I had my baby, right? All those things are quote unquote the right thing to do. And then I felt like I was still struggling. Baby, where did I make the wrong turn?
And
Because what is
literally about to
happening?
ask that. I was going to say, is there anything that you think you've done in your life or something that you wish that you could have done differently to maybe change your trajectory in life? Like, okay, we graduated high school. Then what? What would you have done differently or whatever?
What I've done differently is just believed in myself and not let my doubts or feel like my shortcomings stop me from doing what I was supposed to. Because I let that stop me doing from a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like I missed out on opportunities in life because it's just a self doubt. So
Yeah.
just do what comes to your mind and just handle your
Believe in
business.
yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, I went to college, right? But I didn't give college. If I could go back and do one thing differently, I would give it my all. I've always been a kid that was like, that's another like be a teacher. Why would I do that? I hate school. I don't want to go to school. Like, and it's not because I'm dumb. I feel like I can't do it. It's just like, why? I don't want to read that. I don't want to read. I don't want to do it. I don't want to.
She want to do stuff when she feel like doing it.
Right. But my mama said, you either going to go to college or you're going to the military. I applied to every school in Texas. I didn't see myself going to the military. So, but even with the opportunity of being able to go to college and say, oh, I have a degree, I still don't feel like I gave it. Like when they say C's get degrees, I abused that. That's all I need. That's when my advisor said, you can graduate. I said, me? That's what they said. Turn the computer around. I need to see it for myself. Because when I tell you, if it was a day I didn't feel like going to that class, I ain't going. You know, not in the mood. And it's just, it was bad. And I also was like, okay, I will say I feel like emotionally and mentally, I just wasn't there. So that's what I'm saying. So if I could change one thing about I feel like I turned out all right, but I could have probably done better, learned more, been in different spaces, talking to different people, had I really taken my college career a little bit more serious.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm almost like the opposite of that because I feel like
she went.
I was extremely serious that I'm like, dang, I didn't do this. I didn't go here. I didn't go to a school that had a football team, so we remain undefeated. So it's just, it's just like those things. I'm like, dang, I wish I would have had a night where I'm like, oh yeah, because I was hungover and I ain't show up to class.
And I went to Texas State University.
And I went to Texas Women's University.
Two totally different types of schools.
Two totally different schools. And the only reason I went there is because I was trying to get as far away as possible. And my mom said that was fine.
Right,
and
because of her, I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't go far. And that wasn't even that far.
But I don't know why that was, because I did fine.
But Mama made it, first of all, she made it seem like, this is all off topic, but she made it seem like, you ain't going that far because I ain't driving down there. Mama been to Texas A all the 3 times, maybe 4.
And then one of them was...
Okay, maybe 5. I forgot about that. She didn't talk to me that time. But look.
That was crazy work.
Be quiet. I didn't mean to. It was an accident. Anyways.
Sorry, Bree.
Not mind my business.
But my thing is, especially as a child, you're told what you like. My mama told me I had to go do these things. So if my mama didn't tell me I had to do those things, Lord, I'd probably be, I don't know.
Well, did you feel like anybody had to tell you to do anything? Like you just got up and went to the military, as far as like college, military, everything you've, at least up until that point.
Well, I had a praying grandfather.
But no, for real, you did. You really did. He was a whole pastor.
And my father too. It's just, he saw I wasn't doing nothing. He pretty much told me, "Hey, you get your ass back in school,
yeah,
or you gonna join this military." And they both went and took my tail to this little office and had me talk to
Sounded like a way.
Not they both took me. They both got in the car.
You gonna figure this out, and I respect that because also I wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah,
I filled out job applications. They wasn't trying to get your boy in.
Yeah,
and I was really just sitting there, and I just made the decision myself and just suck it up and do it. Because at the end of the day, you gotta be a man and take care of your own self. I can't be in the house trying to have his grown people take care of me, and I got a little brother. That'll look even worse. So that would make my decision to just hop on in there. So yes, like I said, I had a praying grandfather.
And everybody don't have that, that guidance. But bro, like you said, applying for jobs was the bane of my existence. And I am very grateful that I did become a teacher, because that's one job that I have kept for years. I would get a job and be like, I've literally worked at a job for 8 hours before, total. They said, I went one day and I never went back because I don't like it. I cannot see myself doing that 40 hours a week. I barely made it through the 8.
Interesting.
That's not going to work. And Mama was like, Destiny, you can't just quit a job. Well, they're hiring over there.
But that's one thing.
Can't
is I feel like she always found a job. I'd be like, I gotta go out here, gotta go to the career center on campus, get my resume to look right. We gotta do all this extra stuff. Huh? Oh, I worked over here. Nah, I thought you worked that. Oh no, I quit that yesterday, but I'm over here now, and they cool. They like me. I like them right now, anyways. And I'd be like, bro. What?
Right. But it took me to become a like adult to really be like, okay, you need to find a career. Like I've had, like if I put every job I've ever had on my resume, the person hiring would be like, girl, you know what? Never mind, because you are not staying at one school.
You're not stable.
Or I mean, as one job.
Yeah.
Like you are not. We can't depend on you. You'll get up and leave at any moment.
And
I did. But I'm saying with that path that I chose for myself, like, okay, if I don't like something, I'm just going to get up and leave. That's not the smartest thing to do. Yeah. But I feel like at least I knew what I liked and what I didn't like, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it worked eventually. But those jobs also were not career options.
They were not. But I also think you got a parent.
But I learned a lot as a person to help me. Mm-hmm. Like if I learned I can depend on me.
No, for real, because she knew she couldn't come home with, I quit my job.
I never would tell my mama I quit my job until I found another one. I'm like, oh, girl, yeah, I don't work there no more. At least I had a job. What was she going to do?
Nothing, because she didn't have to send her no money. Right. And if she did, it was, like $20 for gas.
My mama didn't send me no money.
She wasn't going to call because she already knew.
But that's what I'm saying. Even with everybody has their own stories with college. Like, I had some friends, they was in college, and they're like, yeah, my mama sent me money every week. And I'm like,
baby, I was on food stamps and loved it.
But I didn't have any of that. I went to school. I went to school full time. I had an internship and I had a job. Mm-mm. I'm like, bro, what? My mama ain't. I mean, my mama has taken very good care of me.
Yes, she has.
But it's just like I didn't have those options. So even with the quote unquote doing it the right way, I'm in college, I'm doing this, but I'm like, dang, this is ghetto. No. I thought we was coming to college to go to class and have fun. What do you mean that you're not gonna help? That is ghetto. I didn't
sounds
like that,
a child, like literally like a child. Like Brielle would always be like, "This is the worst day ever." Can you imagine when I try to go to college and baby, I wish Brielle would call me.
This is the worst day ever. That was me, but I couldn't call my mom and say that because it was gonna be the worst, all right.
And we're teaching Brielle that she better not call us and say that. Yeah. You better figure it out.
So yeah, that's just life though. And I'm glad that everything that happened, like you said, it happened for a reason. I have been a little bit further along if I made better decisions, of course.
Couldn't we all?
Right. But hey, I turned out all right.
Yeah, you all right. I like you.
I keep you around.
I keep both of y'all, Two for.
Y'all ain't too bad.
No. I appreciate that.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this topic was a very straightforward thing. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, you just have to be grateful for where you are, and always dream big and don't give up on yourself.
Yeah, because even the hard times is those could be the moments that the light bulb literally goes off for you. Because it's a lot of times Brie and I'll sit around, we're just having conversations, and we'll discuss the past, and it's not. The past is everything you needed it to be for where you are going. So never negate the things that we overlook or dang, that was really hard, because those could be the very things that's going to help propel you into what it is that you're looking for. But I think sometimes I knew for a little bit, well, I shouldn't even say that. I always knew what I liked. I like fitness. I love anatomy. Brian's will buy me an anatomy book because I will just open it and read it. Like I don't know what a patella is, but I love it. And
I got one of those.
Right.
This in my elbow.
Baby, that is your kneecap. This is why she's a What kind
Math
of
teacher.
math teacher?
Not you not knowing what I teach.
Well, because you was not a math teacher at that other
She probably
school.
know the mechanics of how the knee operates.
See?
Math.
See, thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
my back.
Okay. Biomechanics. But
Here for it.
I didn't know like what I wanted to go into, and so I changed my major like 3 or 4 times. It always stayed in like science, but I was like, bro. But then when they said PT, okay, this is what school be getting me at, because
None of this stuff.
they said you go to school for 4 years, then you graduate. So I was like, I'm gonna graduate. And I went to school for PT, right? So I'm gonna go get a job. And they were like, no, you gotta go to PT school.
Oh yeah.
For how many years? 2 more years. So you telling me I can't do nothing? Not till nurses ain't even got to do that.
Yeah,
they go to school for 2 years and then they go to nursing school for 2. Why I'm not understanding how come they getting money and I ain't getting no money.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to drop that. So kinesiology it was, but I also get bored with certain things. I like to be able to move around when I want to move. I can't sit still for very long. So this is really good that we do this podcast for the amount of time that we do it, because then I got to get up and do something. But for me, I was like, I did different things. So I did rehab. I worked in the gym. And then I ended up finding like my area. And that ended up working out very well for me. Now that I'm in the space that I am in now at this age, but even like the crappy jobs ended up helping me get like them big time jobs, because I was able to speak on the small things.
Yeah.
So even though when I was younger, I'd be like, ain't who doing this? This is ghetto. I don't want to do this. Now I'd be like, but listen, because in 2000, I did that.
Because I worked at some schools and I would just be like, oh yeah, no. Because no, I cannot. But everything literally, I learned how to have, like I didn't have no, clearly, I did not know how to speak professionally. I didn't do that. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't.
Y'all are like 2 peas in a pod.
I don't know what more you want me to say, but being in different spaces, like I moved out of the state and I was living by myself. And granted, y'all were like 35 minutes away, but still, I didn't have my mama to call and be like, can I come over for dinner because I ain't got nothing to eat. I had to figure it out. I had needed to keep that job. I had to figure out how to really be an adult,
Yeah.
right? So I had to learn how to have these conversations. And with that, hey, your girl got a 20%, no I didn't. I got a $15 raise is what I got, because they wasn't finna get rid of me as an employee. So I learned how to be in certain spaces of like, I brought something to the table.
Yeah.
Whereas I would just leave a job immediately. But in those spaces, I had to learn how to stand on my own 2 feet.
Yeah.
And before they let me quit, they rather had gave me some more money. So it worked out in my favor. But I had
you don't
to
want
learn
the extra.
Exactly. But I had to learn how to talk to people. You know,
Yeah.
I wasn't good at that. I ain't gonna lie.
Ooh.
I'd be like, I said what I said.
How are you talking with people?
Oh, I talk to people. I talk to them professionally.
Oh, brother.
I talk to them very.
We gonna come on here and speak.
You're done.
You're done. Don't come on here with the BS.
I talk to them very professional, but
Okay.
Are you talking about your students or your like the people you work with?
both.
Oh, okay.
But I have my moments where, okay, I feel like you professionally threw some shade on me, so I had to professionally throw it right back and show you I can shine through your shade. Don't play with me.
You saw the eyebrows?
Don't play with me. I fully understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I gotta let them know I ain't no fool.
Right.
Yeah.
Now keep moving.
No, for real.
That part.
Especially with me, because I feel like you said, with you working at that college and you look like a college student, there's been plenty of times. First of all, I'm a 5th grade teacher. I could be sitting down at a desk with a kid and then somebody will come in literally looking right over me. Where's the teacher? I'd be like, bruh, I'm sitting right here. So it was even worse when I taught 8th grade. I'm like, I literally would get people in the hallway, like, I've been working here for a year. Why are you asking me where's my ID? I work here. Like,
Yeah.
I could be in the
Where's your
hallway.
ID?
Right, I could be in the hallway. So it's just like, I be trying to, like, they always looked at me like the young one, the this,
Yeah.
that. And it's just like, especially now, because I guess I still kind of look young, but people don't believe that, I'm almost 30.
Yeah.
And it's like, so when I do certain things or I say certain things, because I have learned how to have conversations professionally, they are like, oh, yeah. Like Bree was when I got to spitting a few minutes ago. He was like, oh, I didn't know Destiny could articulate herself that well.
Okay.
I didn't say no.
You was thinking.
I didn't speak such things.
But yeah, it's just when you go through life, life has this way of teaching you what you need to learn in order. Because I wasn't gonna get it on my own.
No,
So the Lord had to move me across the country for me to get it.
that part. And the Lord had to put the Lord with your granddaddy in your life.
This is your granddad. Okay. That's what that reminded me of.
You're done. Get off me. Because why would you do that?
Okay.
You are 3 songs in and done.
Whatever. I got one more towards the end. But yeah, so I guess let's just go ahead and dive into the what you done with question.
Yeah.
Because what you done with? I don't know.
Let Bree go first. He the
Oh,
guest.
what's the question?
So at the end of every episode, we have to sit here and discuss, based on the conversation that we've had, what is it that you're going to be
Done
with, right? So we talked about not being considered successful if you're not doing a certain thing by a certain age. So what can you be done with in order to beat the odds of whatever it is that you're going after?
I'm gonna be done with self-doubt.
Oh my
That's
God,
a
that is
good
a
one.
common one though.
Yeah. But that's a good one.
Yeah, it
'Cause
is.
I think that's the biggest thing when you're talking about age and where you should be. Because then you doubt especially if you bypass the age in your head of what you should have done.
Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be done with this happens sometimes, y'all. The screws just stop. The gears,
wow,
they
yeah,
just
yeah.
stop.
Your hamster just stopped
Yeah,
running.
oh.
But she out here, I always wanted
Bro, I forgot what I was going to do. It was a good one.
Oh.
Brittany go while I think.
You're done. That's what you're done with. Based on this this
crying.
is I like breeds. I think I'll take that on too, but I think society's ideal of where I should be. Cause you not coming up with this on your own. Something you're watching or you feel like those people got it, especially like that Forbes thing, I'd be like, don't nobody care that you did it 30 under 30.
Right.
Because I am 35 and thriving, okay? And I am just as great. So I think not allowing society to tell me where I am, but to like just follow my journey and whatever that leads me based on what God has put into me, like let that be it. So I'm done listening to what other people got to say about where Brittany need to be. Because where about your dang self?
Right.
Shouty?
Dang. Yep. Back to me.
And she-
It's like I know what I want to say, but I don't know how to say it. It's more so of like knowing, I guess, enjoying every season of my life. Like even if I'm not exactly where I want to be, finding the joy in wherever it is that I'm doing.
that's
in
a
that
good
moment.
one.
So like I guess I'm done with focusing so much on the negative that I don't see the great things that are going on in my life.
Yeah.
Like I may not be where I want to be. I may not have the car I want to have, but whatever. But I have a car. I have a job. These are things that are going to get me to where I'm trying to go. So instead of looking at everything that's going wrong, be more positive and be grateful for what I do have.
Yeah. I agree with that.
See, that's what I was. See, look, when you let me cook.
We're going to have to get you back on another episode, though.
I'm crazy still
Because, right? Because he's still cooking. But he be having gems, and I feel like you done left out a few gems over there. You're a silent gem. I'm going to have to let you cook. Y'all want to see Brother Mo back on another...
Not Brother
You're
Mo.
done.
No.
No?
You didn't like that?
What?
You didn't like that name?
Brother Mo.
Pastor Terrell, you like that one better?
Pastor, you like Pastor Terrell.
I said
Pastor
Mo.
Terrell.
Pastor Mo.
Pastor Mo.
No, Pastor Mo.
Pastor Mo.
Pastor Mo.
We from the side.
Let him stop before he break out into a hymn.
And the devil thought he had me.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming to the...
Oh, in Zion.
Thank y'all
Amen.
for tuning in to the year. See,
Yeah.
at least I got somebody that'll sing songs with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in to the You're Done podcast.
Catch you later.
See you next week. Peace.
It don't matter. We edit this part out anyways.
Nah, it's still going, but these gonna be the bloopers. Get it, girl. Get it, girl.
Okay.